you're in power, you had to be a little bit of a dick to get there.
Thank you.
Man or woman.
Yeah. Or else you'll never be in power.
I think you can be, going back, I think you can be kind.
Name one.
I think you can be kind
Name
and
one.
assertive. Well, I don't know anybody personally. I've never seen anybody.
Name one that you think is kind and assertive.
I've had some great bosses that were not dicks.
I did too. I had a great boss, a female boss.
Not that you've known. Not since I've met you. No.
Yeah,
no.
Not me.
I had a great boss in.
Like I said, if you think I'm a dickhead, you're not doing your job right.
In country radio in Cincinnati,
We'll put that on the wall in here.
I had a great boss. Her name's Patty Marshall, and she was smart. She got shit done. People listened to her, but she was very, people loved her.
Penny Marshall? Bitch.
No, Patty.
Oh.
She was my boss in Cincinnati, and she was so good at what she did, and people loved her. She was that cool chick that,
What was her position?
She was a program director, and then she moved on to senior vice president of program or something. But she was really good at what she did.
Really?
And I never heard anybody say anything bad about her, and she was cool, but she just...
Was the station a success?
Yeah, it was a huge station.
Was it because of Patty, or was it just
I think so. I mean, I think
the puzzle pieces fit together, and Patty was lucky enough to find the nut?
Well, maybe there's a little piece of that, too. There's luck and timing and circumstance,
I've had bosses where it's like, you think they're great, everybody loves them, awesome, brilliant, then, you get them in a different position, and they got to rebuild something, and they can't. And it's like, wait.
I thought you were this genius.
You had no skills at all.
Yeah.
Not a bit. So, but the illusion was that they were a great guy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything else, I mean, everybody who was working under them got their job done, so they never had to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
They never had to be a bitch.
And
so with
Patty.
Right. Yeah. But Penny Marshall seems like kind of a bitch, doesn't she? If it was Penny Marshall, you'd say probably a bitch.
You go over there, you do make the phone calls, you call the guy back, I told you to call. How many times I have to tell you to call the goddamn guy back?
See?
Maybe.
See? All right, but Patty Marshall, in your case, probably had so many people under her that were efficient and did their jobs right that she never had to be a bitch. And everybody's like, everybody loved Patty. She got lucky and hired really, really good people to run their segments. That's the key. 888-520-HF show. We got Dave talking about his boss became a bitch. Hello, David.
What's happening, guys? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, one of my old secretaries that's actually worked for me for about 13 years, she actually runs one of our company divisions now. And I told her, I said, what's going to happen is that you're going to put yourself in that position. I said, no matter if you change your attitude or not, people are going to view you as a bitch. Mm-hmm. I said, I guarantee you're going to come into my office crying. And she has, about 50 times already because she's like, I haven't done anything different and everybody thinks I'm a bitch. I said, it's just the way it is. I said, because now you're the boss. I said, now you have to...
Everybody always wants to hate the boss, whether it's a guy or a girl, so...
It's having a common enemy.
Yeah. And she's the same person she's always been. As a matter of fact, she's probably listening to you guys right now, but, she runs a division of our company that we employ 400-plus people. And, she started out as actually in records, and, in 10 years, now she's... basically running the whole division.
Obviously she knows what she's doing, but if she is listening, I'll tell you what, stop crying, girly. That doesn't help. It's like, don't ever let them see you cry. Cry at home. Cry in your car on the way there, cry in your car on the way home, but don't cry at work.
No, cry at work.
No.
That's the worst advice you could ever give her, because then...
You deal with your shit at work. You want to cry and get it all out at home. Go for a run and cry.
Yeah. All right. Listen to Heidi. Listen to Heidi. Now, cry at work.
Why?
Because that's going to humanize her again for people who've made her the ultimate devil enemy.
You know what? There is a lot of truth to that.
There
actually is.
But she hides in his office and cries, or people don't see her cry.
You should tell her, you know what? If you're going to open up to the people and say, what's the deal here, and be a little emotional, well, then I would connect with her more and go, you know what? I'm not going to blame her. Everyone's got their own shit. They got their own lives. They got their own things to worry about, and she's doing her best. And who am I to team up with everybody else who go, well, look, the boss fucking sucks. I mean, like I said, if you think the boss fucking sucks, it's because you're not doing your fucking job.
I believe that the biggest way and the easiest way to connect with your employees is to let them know that you're human, too.
Yep.
No.
And she by far, I told her, I said, I don't mind if you go down there with a baseball bat and take out a couple of radios or, get everybody's attention. I said, I don't mind.
Just cry while you're doing it.
I can't take it. I can't take it anymore.
Thank you, David.
I can't take it.
You're saying no. I'm telling her how not to look like a bitch and maybe get some respect.
Yeah, sure, that's not going to make her look like a bitch, and people will connect with her, but they're not going to respect her as their boss anymore.
Exactly. Just like you used to make fun of an old partner who used to cry and then loses respect for her because she's breaking down and crying. You get laughed at and made fun of, so that doesn't help
If
either.
you came to me and you were like, listen, man, I just really, sometimes you don't listen to me, and I would really appreciate it if you listen to me. I don't want to be a dick, but it's just that sometimes you don't.
I'm talking about a woman.
But if a man did it as well.
No, a man can't do that. See, we're not all equal here. I'm sorry to tell you this, ladies, but as far as like being emotionally perceived in public, a man crying at the workplace would never be accepted by anybody. A woman crying at the workplace, whether it be my ex-partner,
Are you on your period?
who cried at the workplace. No, she cried and marched out of a meeting with all men.
Yeah, I wouldn't
We're
do
sitting
that.
there going, what the fuck? But she got things done. She's the one who basically got us from Denver to Los Angeles. She's the one who pursued even the move in the first place, and she's the one who marched out of the room crying because it wasn't going to happen. And what happened? The guys are like, okay. It's like when the girl starts crying, it's like everyone's like, okay, it's not funny, when somebody starts crying.
I don't want to make my way in the world that way.
I don't either.
Don't. I'm telling you not to.
Because I have a penis.
I'm telling you, do not cry and run out of a room in a business
Hysterical.
meeting. Do not. It will not work for you. If you would listen to me, it would not work for you. It would work for someone like Heidi. Because Heidi is perceived as more butchy, or, I don't know about butchy, but... Yeah,
Well, today maybe, but yesterday
more,
not so much.
As more manly.
Yeah.
What do you mean not yesterday?
Well, I had my hair down. I looked, I
Yeah, maybe it's the chevron hat that's giving it away. But
sponsor the show.
yeah,
New
but
sponsor.
if Heidi would break down, it might make her look more human as opposed to just stomping in here and stomping out of here. And it's like, does she have issues? What's going on? It's like if she was like, this is what I'm concerned about. And, okay, now we know what your concerns are. We're not going to wow,
you could
Heidi's
be like,
fucking crazy.
shut the fuck up, crybaby. God damn.
You really think I'd say shut the fuck up, crybaby?
Of course. Yes.
No, not when the mics are not on. I would not say shut the fuck up, crybaby.
I'm quite certain.
Really?
I'm like, all right, forget it.
See, there you go. I don't care about being the common enemy. Everyone can talk about my back and hate my guts. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, if you're not doing your job and you think I'm a dickhead, it's because you're not doing your job. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And anyone who doesn't do their job here, I fucking get rid of. Do what I say and shut the fuck up. Now that motto right there makes me a dickhead. But if you're not doing it, I'm not just saying stuff. I'm not saying go, pick the brown M&Ms out of a bowl of M&Ms because I can't stand those. I mean, that's being overexerting your power. But it's like, I need you to do this for me and get this done. It doesn't get done. What the fuck? Now I'm pissed. Why didn't that get done? My God, what a dickhead. Really? If you ever say what a dickhead, it's because you didn't do your fucking job. And that's a rule for everybody. In life.
No, what
if
would
you hate your boss right now,
haven't you had bosses, though, that you hated and you know that you were fucking doing your job and you thought that guy was an asshole? So it's always a true statement.
Which one?
Throughout the years, anybody that
I've had long careers at places. I was never really.
You never had a boss you were like, fucking, didn't get it, didn't understand it, you bitched about him, but you're like, well, it ain't me, I'm doing my job, I'm here every day doing my shit, handling my shit.
But I was in there saying that. I'm in there doing my job. He knew I was doing fucking my job.
So I'm saying if you're saying he's an asshole or dickhead, it's not necessarily because you're not doing your job, because sometimes there is a legitimate dickhead in power or a legitimate asshole in power. It's like, no, I'm here doing, you know what I mean? Like those in the old days, knowing you were doing what you were supposed to be doing.
Some other disrespectful dicks called Heidi and Frank. I'm sure those kids will land on their feet. I mean, when you're blessed with that kind of talent,